Well, what are your favorite comedy shows or favorite comedians?
Well, I
Yeah.
think this is something we have in common, I think, is I grew up on Britcoms, on British programming.
Yes.
So
For those that don't know New England life, there are two public broadcasting channels that we obsess over
that's
that
right.
gets all the great British shows.
PBS, GBH. Yeah, so my parents were always watching all of the mysteries that were very scary to me as a
Mhm.
kid, but that now I love. But also like Faulty Towers, Mr. Bean, Are You Being
Mhm.
Served? And then
Yeah.
Monty Python and the Flying Circus, so their actual sketch comedy as well as their movies like Life of
Yeah.
Brian and Holy Grail and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So I think that's my foundation is what I would call like British humor, which is
Hmm.
definitely, more it's a little more intelligent, I'm going to say it, than American humor. It assumes the
Right.
audience is a little bit smarter,
Hmm.
doesn't,
Hmm.
hit you over the head. Um, and then like for current stuff, I really, really enjoy dark comedy, black comedy, like Barry and Santa Clarita Diet. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, what about you? I know you're a Doctor Who fan, but that's not really comedy, right? Is it?
Oh, I mean, that's the beautiful
Ish.
thing about Doctor Who is it's everything. It's a show for adults. It's a show for kids.
You have your
It's
PowerPoint,
sci-fi.
right?
But yeah, there was a lot of comedy in there. Depending on the Doctor, they had a lot of the same inspirations we did. Um, or at least a lot of inspirations I did. Some of the older stuff like Chaplin, Buster Keaton, the Marx Brothers, and they would absolutely work some of that into that comedy into the sci-fi of the 70s.
Yes, yes.
Um, it also proved to me that we don't need an elaborate budget to do something fascinating. So I like our everything but the kitchen sink find around the house approach.
Hmm.
You know, but same as you, a lot of the Mr. Bean, Monty Python, Blackadder, all of it. It became very Billy Crystal, Eddie Murphy, absolutely
Oh,
Robin
sure.
Williams. Um, and then just as time would progress, now it's Kate McKinnon, it's Eddie Izzard, it's
Same, same.
and still dipping into you can't watch anything on the Carol Burnett show and not laugh. You can't
Yeah.
you can't watch a conversation between Steve Martin and Martin Short and not laugh. And on that list is the Muppets. They were a fantastic variety show, the Muppet Show, and even the stuff on Sesame Street. Uh, so much to honor in that it wasn't also just comedy. Like with Eddie Izzard, it's comedy, but it makes you think. And the
Yeah.
Muppets, it's comedy, but it also makes you feel good, or also has a bittersweetness.
That Eddie Izzard reminds me of George Carlin too. That's some of the
Oh
most
yeah.
like I was so um, excited when I came across him because I was like, oh, comedy can be not just smart, but like brain breaking, and that
Right.
was very exciting.
Or just forcing you to look at things you had looked at but hadn't looked at in a certain way. Like Richard Pryor was fantastic at that. Even the Mel Brooks movies with
Oh yeah.
Gene Wilder and the whole crew, the recurring crew. So I rip off a lot of sources.
Inspired by and paying homage to.